Hey, what's going on? My check 1 2 1 2. This is Chris G live. Hope everybody doing all right. If you don't catch this stream, you can always, if you don't catch it live, you catch it on the replay. This gonna be a quick stream. Apologize if I go in and out. Sometimes I uh, have to clear my chest a little bit. Have some, you know, certain medical stuff going on, but we gonna try to push through that. All right. So let me go ahead and get on down with one of the topics I'm gonna go talk about real quick. Uh, Hello, love me, fro. How you doing? How you doing? All right. Just gonna start off talking. Let's see. First thing is we're gonna talk about these planes. These planes going down. I don't know, what's going on with this stuff out here. I don't know if it's like complete, plane malfunctions or something like that. But got some real crazy stuff going on. I saw something today. What was it? A plane was getting ready to land, and it was just getting ready to get down onto the flight deck. Well, I'm sorry, not the flight deck. It was the runway, and it was getting ready to touch down, and then ended up coming up just at the right. Sorry about that, being, and I got messages coming in. Probably need to cut that out. But anyway, yeah, it was getting ready to land on the runway, and right when it was gonna do that, it was like another plane, looked like it was in taxi mode. And for people who don't know what taxi mode is, that's basically when the plane is just rolling on the what you call that, the runway. And they did like a touch and go. And it looked very similar to something that I had seen back when I was in the Navy. Because working I used to work on the flight deck in the Navy up in aviation for a part of my time in the Navy. And there's like a protocol type of thing they do where they do they call it a touch and go. And so basically when the jet is coming through the back end of the aircraft carrier, it'll get ready to get its landing gear ready and all that stuff to get ready to land. But right when the wing, right, not excuse me, not the wings, right when the wheels are about to touch down on the flight deck, basically what'll end up happening is if it thinks it's about to hit something, like there's something in the way, it'll just, as soon as the wheels touch, they'll end up pulling up real quick to get off the flight deck. And so they call that a touch and go. I've actually seen them practice that so they could be sharp to do that, just in case if they have to do that because somebody's life is on the line, like somebody's out there on the flight deck, or there's some type of objects out there. You know what I'm saying? So they want to get out the way. So that's something that I've seen before in aviation. But shout out to that pilot for being able to get on up out of there. So they didn't have a type of accident. And then that thing up there with in Canada, I think it was in Canada where that plane went down, like rolled over or something. Like I only could imagine how fearful a lot of those people were inside of that plane. Like I said, it's one thing to go down, but then the aircraft ended up, rolling over. And like I said, that's pretty scary. The closest thing, actually I had two incidents that really scared me with with aviation. This was some years ago. This isn't like, well, actually one of them is recent. The other one is from many years ago when I was serving um in the military. The first one was I was going all the way from America to my overseas duty station, and the plane, was basically going around in circles, and I was able to see it on, like, they had like this jumbotron thing, almost kind of like a video game where it just kind of showed the plane going around. Then it showed what country it was over. And I was wondering to myself, I was like, why are we still going around in a circle? We're not like landing or nothing like that. And then come to find out that doggone somebody said that they were having problems with the landing gear, and I'm like, oh dude, this is not good. Like I'm trying to go over there and serve my country, and then I'm like, I ain't trying to have nothing happen, and I ain't even made it to the damn base yet, man. So like, I was like, man, this is really not cool, you know. But thankfully they got the landing gear down, but I think they probably had to manually crank it or something like that. I think that's how they do that. If like the hydraulics or whatever, the air brakes or something don't bring out the landing gear and kick it out. But yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. But that's some wild stuff. And then all the other places, like I think it was in Pennsylvania, they had a plane go down and stuff like that. So just just so many things going on with these aircraft. Excuse me, but excuse me. One thing I would say though is that I understand if people don't want to fly on the planes, but kind of like the way I see it is I guess you just do it if you think you really need to get on that plane to go somewhere. I would say go and do it. You know, excuse me, but if you don't have to, then I would just be like, probably just go take another means of transportation. And then the second time I had a scare with aviation was when I was this was like not too long ago. I went to go take a trip somewhere, kind of like a weekend excursion thing, and I was on the plane and we was flying, and I think it was like a storm was coming in or something like that. It was the storm was approaching, or we might have been like in the beginning part of the storm of like the storm front, whatever. And it was early in the morning, probably around like I think 5, 6 in the morning. I caught that flight, ended up flying out. And I tell you what, we was up in that plane, and that plane dropped like 2 times. It was just like whoop whoop, and I was like, oh shit! I said, man, I was like, dude, in that front. I said, I said, you better fly this plane, dude. I'm trying to get to my destination, man. This lady, it was a lady to the left of me. I know she was pretty scared because she was just kind of like, like kind of like that. I know I just kind of chuckled, but I know it wasn't funny for her back then though. You know what I'm saying? I know that had to been pretty scary. But yeah, I was just like, yo, man, this plane stuff better come out right, you know. But luckily, thankfully, by the grace of God, we made it to where we needed to go, and excuse me, the way I see it too also, man, is like I'm gonna try not to live, my life in fear, what I'm saying? Because they still say, aviation, that's I guess like the safest way to travel, even though they're having this stuff going on. But I'm gonna try my best not to live in fear. And if I believe there's somewhere I want to go, like if I want to travel to a foreign country or something like that, or maybe even travel to another part of the country where driving would take many, many hours. Um, I think I'm gonna just probably just go take that flight and just try to just put it in God's hands, because I guess the way I see it is like if it's my time to go, then it's my time to go, So I think that's just kind of like how I'm going to end up looking at that with that particular type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So other people could try to go do that, but like I said, to each his own or her own. And I was saying something else about the plane stuff. They were talking about like the FFA. I think they said they were short on air traffic controllers. And and a lot of people don't know that air traffic controller work, that work is extremely stressful. You don't have to do a lot of manual labor, but it is stressful because you are in charge of a lot of people's lives when you're sitting up there in that tower and you got that headset on, you're calling out numbers and stuff like that. You got to know what you're doing, you know. And with it being a shortage, I don't know if it might be because a lot of people are like retiring from that, or maybe a lot of people are just probably a little bit too afraid or intimidated to do that job. But they do need a lot of air traffic controllers. And I remember back in the day, they had I don't know, it might have been maybe like somewhere, but I think between 5 to 10 years ago, they had a program where they wanted like younger people, excuse me, they wanted younger people. What's going on, Ray? And they had some younger people that they wanted to join the program. Like it was like a like air traffic controller program, something like that. And they wanted to get the young people. I guess the generation they was going after was probably like what you would call that? Was it Gen Z and possibly maybe one after them too, but I think they were mainly hitting for Gen Z. And so I'm just like, damn man, like that could have been a real good program for a lot of those young folks to get off into because it does pay good, but and you don't have to do a lot of hardcore manual labor. You get to use your mind, you get to sit in a chair and stuff like that. But you do have to be on point though. That's not no type of job. Excuse me, that's not a type of job where, you're just sitting in a cubicle, where you could just kind of like do some fake typing, and then like, the boss comes around, you be acting like you're doing something, and then when he take off, you just kind of dip your head into the corner of your cubicle. Like you need to be on point with the air traffic controller stuff. And I know a lot of people like in the younger generation, a lot of folks they like to, pop certain types of, you know, um, I don't know how. Well, I'm gonna just say it. They want to pop. They want to pop drugs. I'm just gonna put it like that. See, you can't be popping mollies and shit, and doing other type of stuff. And you're gonna try to go be air traffic controller. So you gotta be you gotta go in that place sober. You can't come up in there, you hang over our Hennessy and shit like that. Like, excuse me with my French, but like you gotta be right though, man. If you're gonna do that type of work, you really, really got to. So I would, encourage a lot of, young folks if you're looking for a career that you can really get deep off into and you can really make a difference. I would say doing the air traffic controller stuff would be good for you. But just come correct. That's all I'm really gonna say with that, just come correct, you know. And so that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. Oh, and my condolences to the people that have passed. From these, recent crashes with the planes. You know what I'm saying? May they rest in peace. My condolences to them, to the families, the loved ones of those that were affected by this. All right, and I'm gonna move on to another topic here. And I want to talk, we about to get off into it. I hope I don't sting too many folks with this. But excuse me, I'm gonna talk about this cooking with Kaya. Cooking with all right, I probably messed up that song, but it's a lot of people that don't know this is a young black woman, young African American woman of color, probably like early 20s, that's making a lot of videos. Some of your friends might have probably heard of it, you might have heard the name probably. But she out here cooking these wonderful, splendid looking dishes. Great food. She cooking her stuff. She frying fish and all that. I need to stop eating fried food. I'm getting up there. I'm like not super old, but I'm getting up there in age where that metabolism slowing down. So I kind of gotta watch what I eat. But that damn food be looking good. She made some chicken wings and made some stuff look like you go eat from what's them people called the Raisin Canes or something like that. She even made like this the look like that sauce that they be making. I'm like, damn girl, and she be cooking and you know then she be doing her little dance, you know. Sorry if I sound vulgar, but she do be twerking. I ain't gonna lie, I like to see a little booty shaking. I'm a man now, but I do have some morals. But I ain't gonna lie, I'll take a look at it, shit. But she'll do that for a little bit, but then like she'll be cooking though. You know what I'm saying? And there was like a lot of women of color that got real mad about that, man. Because like a lot of they boyfriends and shit, probably husbands, but possibly too, was like watching the program of her cooking these dishes, man. And I think a lot of ladies probably got mad, excuse me, because I think you got a lot of young ladies in like the younger generation that believe that, and this is my take on it, and there might be some other people on YouTube that probably have said the same thing, but I think a lot of the young ladies of like, let's say probably like some of the millennial generation, and then some of the Gen X generation. I think it's not Gen X, excuse me, Gen Z. I'm sorry, where a lot of them think that cooking for a man is like beneath them to cook, especially if you're talking or in like especially if you're talking about like Black American couples. You know, both people in the couple are Black. You know, people of color. There's a lot of young ladies, not all of them, a lot of them think that cooking for a man is beneath them. And so I think some of them also think that them cooking for a man, like that's like in a way like doing too much for him. Like it's almost to the effect of, I guess, like spoiling him or something like that, which I don't think that's true, you know. But and I think it even got to a point where I think the lady might have she might have had, I think, her one of her social network pages or something might have got cut off or banned or something, like, I don't know, disconnected or something. And I think this might have happened because of like a lot of disgruntled ladies was pushing for that to get shut down. And what I say about with the cooking with Kaya, I think what she's doing is great with the cooking. She's doing some good stuff. Um, And now, one thing I will say that I thought that was pretty controversial that she did, and no, it wasn't the twerking part. But if y'all think that's controversial, that's fine. Excuse me. But the thing that I thought was real controversial was when she would say in like her intro, where she would say something like, if you don't cook for your man, I will. And I was like, damn, girl, why you say that? I'm like, because I'm like, I know that's gonna have to trigger some ladies out there. That's gotta trigger them, And I was like, man, I just wish you would really, take that out, man. Don't really talk about that. Um, because that can really get some ladies riled up. But if she could take that out, I think that would be awesome. But also too, um, I think that, the cooking with Kai, I think she'd be making some good dishes. And what I would wish a lot of ladies would do is, instead of like, being upset, and I think some ladies are actually doing it, instead of being really upset about her having the show, um, I wish some ladies would kind of like peep game and see what she's doing. Because I think she might be on Instagram too. I think she might even be putting up some recipes on some of the foods that she's preparing, the dishes. So like I said, if ladies would pay attention, or guys, if you want to learn how to cook some stuff like her too, you could check out the recipes, and I think it would be especially really good for ladies because there's nothing wrong with cooking for the man that you love and care about. There's nothing wrong with that. You want your man to have a good hearty meal. There's nothing wrong with that, because with you cooking, if I heard correctly, I think cooking is like a love language, if I'm not mistaken. And providing your man some good nourishment that tastes good, and it could even quite possibly be some nourishment that's very healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with doing it for the man that you love. You cooking for your man is not slavery. Cooking for a black man, it's not like you're in some dungeon somewhere with chains on you, and you only could go so far and you have to stay by the stove. No, it's not no act of slavery. Like, you can really do some good stuff with cooking. So like I said, I just hope some ladies can learn from that. And I just, hope that the cooking with Kaya lady just keep her head up, and just, if you like cooking, mama, just go and keep cooking. Don't worry about the haters. But I do wish you'd stop saying you're gonna cook for their man. I think that's a bit rough. That's a bit rough right there. But yeah. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say right there. And then I'm gonna move on down to this situation about the NFL players' houses being robbed. Now, this is something that I done seen, on the news here and there. excuse me, I've seen this on the news here and there. And I think like it's like Patrick Mahomes, him, I think that Kelsey guy, I think the white dude that's the tight end, I think his name's Kelsey. He going out, the dude going out Taylor Swift. Y'all know him. I think Joe Burrow. I think he played for the Bengals and stuff. Like, so you had him. I think some NBA players possibly too in the mix. They don't have their houses robbed. And I'm just like, I don't remember really hearing about this really back in the day when I was a kid. I never really heard about that. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, athletes they never have their houses, broken into back in the day, but I don't think it's been to the level of what it is now, you know. And I would think that a lot of these guys, excuse me, will live in neighborhoods where they would have like some good security going around there, possibly like some gated neighborhoods, but some of these places probably don't have that type of security, you know what I'm saying? But something got to be done about that, seeing that stuff and having valuables taken out. And I think somebody was saying like it was some type of man, what do you call that? I think it was some type of like group from South America. I can't remember what country, but somewhere it's like some type of like connection organization, organized crime organization out of like South America that was like, you know, uh, you know, uh, robbing these places. And I don't know if they were taking the stuff back to South America or if they was, stealing it and selling it up in the States. I'm not for sure. But there was some type of ring like that. But I'm just like, man, I don't know. They might gotta like, oh man, maybe get some armed guards or so, like people like just riding around, some security or something, or get a dog. I remember I think on the news they were saying something like them getting a dog or something like that. But I really hope that they get that stuff taken care of because it's just not cool for anybody to get their stuff stolen. Especially when somebody goes inside your home, a place where you ought to be able to, close the door and not have to too much, really deal with the world. And you should feel some level of safety, and you should have some type of, decent feeling about your belongings being safe at home. So, like I said, I just hope that this stuff gets really solved pretty soon. I think I seen something about doggone I think they might have arrested some people. I think might have arrested some folks um, that were involved with this. So if they did, that's good. Go and get them suckers, man. They're breaking in people's stuff. So that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. There. Excuse me. Gonna move on to the next one topic. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be a real long live stream, but I just kind of wanted to just slide in here and give y'all a little something, just a little something to listen to. I want to talk about this. This was I think they call it what the Dodge thing on TV. I think with the Trump administration, they cutting down government jobs and stuff like that. First of all, I gotta say that that's really sad. For folks getting their jobs cut like that, man. You got some hard times out here for folks just trying to make it. You got this inflation so doggone high, man. I remember I went to the grocery store not too long. I wanted to get a carton of like a little dozen of eggs, man. And that cost of the dozen eggs, I think it costed the same that it did for like if you got like an 18 pack. And I'm like, dang, this only just one dozen of eggs. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. And then one time I went up there to go get some eggs, man. It was like no eggs in there. I'm like, damn, I was like, well, okay, so much for that. But like I say, the times is hard for folks and people trying to make it, and then traditionally, with government jobs, they're very, important jobs. I got some people I know that are doing government jobs, and I hope that their jobs gonna be safe, because and also too, like normally government jobs they pay pretty decently. I'm not going to say you're going to be like Bill Gates rich or something like that, but you usually can get a pretty decent paycheck when you get paid. to be able to take care of yourself and your loved ones. So, losing those jobs, that's really sad. And I think that might even possibly tie into some of the FAA stuff too. I think they were cutting some folks out of that aviation administration. I'm like, this ain't the time, man, to be. I don't think this ain't the time to be cutting folks out. We need these folks in there. Excuse me. We need these folks up in there taking care of stuff to watch out for these planes, man. Yeah, what's going on, G? Like I see you, man. Like I said, we'll see what we're gonna do up here. And so yeah, man. Like I said, we need to have those folks watching these planes, man. And like I said, I remember I saw a story. It was this one sister, man. It was on the news today, and doggone it, man. She was like, she served in the Air Force. Like she got her head on straight, beautiful, like a intelligent sister, and she was working with, I think she was working with Veterans Affairs or something like that, man. And she ended up getting her job cut. I think because I think it was either cut or she was trying to get hired, but I think no, I take it back. It got cut. Yeah, it got cut. And I was just like, wow, man. This is a lady that served her country, served this nation, just to turn around and end up losing that job. And she looked like she might have been a lady that might have maybe had a young kid or something like that, just trying to put food on the table. And then she doggone end up getting her job taken away, man. So I just hope that sister gonna be all right, and hopefully that she'll be able to get another job to be able to take care of herself and possibly her family, if she has one. Excuse me. There's this other place I went to, because I'm not gonna really try to say too much about the what I'm saying, I don't want to dox my company, but I do some type of work, and I went to this warehouse, this place, and yeah, cause my company, they be like, hey man, y'all you better watch the internet stuff. So they put like this big, I don't know what you call it, a memo or something. So I'm not gonna say too much about what I do, but let's just say I went to a warehouse, and the lady was telling me in there, she was like, it was a old school Latina lady, and she told me, she was like, man, they were cutting a lot of folks at that job. Man, I think she said they cut like 30 people or something. I'm like, God dang, man, like, man, this shit is serious, man. And she been at that job a long time, man, like really long time. And she's like, at her forgive me for talking about her age. I know a lot of ladies don't really like to kind of too much talk about that, but she's in like the age bracket where she's pretty close, if not already at the level where she can actually retire. So she might be trying to hang on to probably get a little bit more money saved before she can just officially hang it up, because I think she said her house is paid off. So I'm like, okay, that's good for you, ma'am. Because we talk for a little bit here and there when I see her. Um, but man, just I'm like, because I remember I talked to her, I said, okay, I'm gonna let you go and get back to work, because I don't want them coming over by you talking about what you doing. You ain't doing your job. You over here talking and stuff. So I don't want her getting in no type of trouble. She's a real good lady. God bless her, real good lady, real good lady. They don't make a lot of them like her no more. So I just hope she can hold on to that job long enough to where she sees that she can go on, step away, where she gonna be all right, and she can just go and live with her husband and live out, the last part of her life. And I think she was saying like some management people was getting fired too. I'm like, man, they cutting folks left right. And shit, at the job where I'm at, shoot, the other day, I ain't gonna lie, they was gonna ask me to go home. Better hear me talk. They was like, yeah, Chris, Chris G, if such and such stuff, you don't have enough work, blah 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 blah, would you like to go home? And I ain't gonna lie, man, I was upset about that though, man. I almost did, man. I was heated about that, dude. I was like, man, let me hurry up, get up out of here, man. before I really get angry. You know what I'm saying? Because I got like bills I gotta pay. Because I live in like I don't really dox where I live at, but like basically the area I live at in the city I'm at, it ain't the best of places. There's far worse areas to live at in my city, but I'm paying like a grip at where I live at, and it's like I stay where like you be like gunshots outside and stuff every now and then, or you hear like the police or the paramedics or something, man. And I'm paying like a whole lot, over there over here to live, man. So, sending me home and I can't get no money, that wasn't really cool. But luckily that day they was like, well, Chris, you could go and stay, me and some other people, where we stayed and did some training. We did some training at the job because we got this new system that we got to learn to help us do our job. And it's just like, damn, y'all really should have just left shit the way it was. I don't know. It's probably a money thing, man. So that's probably why they wanted to change the system. It's like a bunch of different steps to do what, currently right now it took, not as many steps. So we'll see what happens with that. And so yeah, like I said, they be asking folks to go home, cutting. They trying to cut hours like a mug. They just be like real precise about how long you take your break, and if you on the clock too long, you need to hurry up, clock out, get off the clock and stuff. So they're really big on that. But let me see right here. I think I don't know how to bring it up, but see here what Ray was talking about. He said, so I'm not gonna say the president, but he was saying, better create more jobs and create a better way to where shade employers and just fire people. Yep. Yeah, y'all hear about that, Ray. It could get pretty gully out there, man, if a lot of stuff keeps falling down. There's a guy that I watch um online. His name is Sergeant Willie Pete, SWP. Um and he talks about that stuff with like people trying to like shout out to him. He talk about how people just be trying to survive, and it's like, they be like, oh, we want people to live in America and be prosperous. It's like, but I mean, if you ain't paying them enough money to be able to survive, because they want people to like, I guess like have the American dream and stuff like that, white pick fence and all that. It's like, well, how can they do that if you're not paying them enough at these jobs, and then also, a lot of these jobs are taking away pensions. The job where I'm at, they used to, excuse me, they used to have a pension, but then they took the doggone pension away. You know what I'm saying? Because I think there was a cutoff year where they stopped it, and I was like, dang. Well, I mean, at least I got like I guess like a 401k, but then I'm hearing like whenever you do try to go ahead and cash in on that, I think like the government taxes the mess out of it, so it's just like, oh well, whatever with that. But I think some of the people that are at the job where I'm at, if they got on at a certain time, that they'll be able to, I guess, I don't know what you call it, grandfather in some order. I guess they'll be able to uphold that pension once they do. I guess like I think the minimum is like 30 years or something, so they'll be able to hold to have that. You got people at my job been there, working for that company, maybe not necessarily the location by that, but the company in general, been working there about 20, 30 years. So they go ahead and get them years in, they'll be able to get that pension. But I mean, when you ain't paying folks and getting no pensions, and it's like, well, then how these people gonna have enough money to be able to take care of children and stuff like that, and have enough money to put together for a college fund to send them to school and stuff like that. It's just like it's bad, And I could see possibly, man. I mean, I ain't trying to go start nothing, but I mean, if there's a lot of angry people in the street, hey, it is what it is, because it's like, a lot of hardworking Americans is not getting the type of money they need to get. Your undercut folks, then they trying to push in They're trying to push in this AI stuff. The AI trying to take over and everything, and there's a field I want to try to get off into, and they talking about they gonna be trying to automize that AI. That I'm like, damn, what you gonna have left for people to do? And they talking about universal income, all this stuff. I don't even know they gonna do that. And to be honest with you, man, I don't even think Social Security gonna be around when I get up there to around the age, because I'm I hope I ain't doxing myself, but I'm let's just say I'm around the millennial generation. I'll just leave it there. Um, so like I said, when I get the age range where I can file for that, dude, I don't even think it's gonna be there. I already got it set up in my mind that the Social Security ain't gonna be there. I hope I'm wrong, but it's probably not gonna be there. That's why I'm trying to like get off into jobs, stuff to where I think it can pay decently, and excuse me, I'm trying to learn some other skill stuff. So hopefully one day I'll be able to make enough money to where I can live, all the way until basically, till I take my last breath and the good Lord call me home, you know what I'm saying? Um and like I said, and I do talk about, the Lord and stuff like that. I know some people might not want to hear that, but I ain't perfect because I ain't gonna lie, I do like to, watch some chicks do a little booty twerk and everything. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a man, damn it, but I try to live a good life though, man, and have morals and stuff. I try to do that, try to treat people the way I want to be treated, but I do believe personally that there is a higher power that's in complete control of stuff, but if people don't believe in that, that's understandable. But don't be mocking my God. That's one thing I ain't cool with. I ain't cool with people calling the sky daddy and all that stuff. I get very pissed off with that. I don't like that shit or stuff, excuse me. I don't like that. You ain't gotta believe, but don't be calling him no sky daddy and all this other type of stuff, calling him imaginary man. Because I'm gonna tell you something, see, because you say that stuff, but then if you laying down on their deathbed, and they over there giving you your last rites, I'm quite sure you ain't gonna be calling him no sky daddy then. You dig what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna be doing that stuff. So like I said, if you don't believe, don't believe. But like I said, it ain't no fun and games. You know what I'm saying? You don't got hit by some drive by bullets, you know, and God forbid you may have somebody else in the car with you, and you breathing and you're leaking. I'm quite sure you ain't gonna be making fun of no imaginary man. Then you gonna be hoping he get you out of that. You better hear me talking. So like I said, let's not get involved with that. You don't believe, cool, but all that playing Sky Daddy stuff, you need to chill with that. There's a dude I used to listen to on the internet. He used to say that stuff. I cut that fool off. I said, because I'm not gonna sit up here and listen to this bunch of crap. I'm just not. I'll be damned. And you know what? And there's something else I'm gonna slide off into. Speaking of, trying to live right. There was something I was thinking about doing. I may still do a little short video on it, but you got a lot of dudes out here in the world, especially in America, they be thinking, and especially a lot of like young, excuse me, a lot of young black dudes, probably some other dudes too from other race groups, but they think it's really cool to be like messing like with people's like wives and stuff like that. I said, let me tell you something, man. Uh, Messing with people's wives, spouses, even the other way around. If your lady want to keep married, messing with married men, I'm gonna tell you something. You really need to stop doing that shit. You really need to stop doing that because that can lead you into some serious trouble. You know what I'm saying? And there's one thing if a dude is talking to a lady, and he really truly deeply did not know that she was married, like she might have took off her wedding band or something. She was acting like she wasn't with nobody, you know, and you know, excuse me, trying to act like, like I said, she's single. That's one thing, and shame on her for doing that. But like I said, the guy probably didn't know. But it's like, dude, if she got a ring on and she telling you like, oh, my man, oh, I'm gonna try to, I got a man, I got a husband. I'm put the phone on mute, and so we gonna do our thing. I'm just saying I gotta go do business meeting something like that. I'm like, that's a real dangerous game to be playing. It really is for both parties. The cheating spouse and also the dude that, he think he big pimping because he married some married lady. I said, I'm gonna tell you something. If you run across the right or a certain type of, husband, spouse person that don't tolerate that type of stuff, it could end real bad for you, Playboy. I'm telling you. I saw somebody in the chat one time on the show I watched, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I be messing with married women." I said, "Okay, dude, you might want to stop doing that because you run across a certain type of one, and that dude catch you slipping, and then it's kaput, 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 and then them projectile things they go in your chest. You dig what I'm saying? And then you over there leaking. Hey, look, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You messing with somebody's spouse, man. And everybody in the country ain't just cool with, okay, yeah, my wife cheating on me, and this dude is I know the dude that's messing around with her. Oh, I'm gonna just let it go. A bunch of dudes ain't with that. A bunch of dudes are not with that. Now you may have some open marriages and stuff like that, but then even then I'm gonna say, like, even then I'm gonna say that's kind of tricky too, because what if the dude decides to just be like, you know what, I'm sick of this stuff, and then he just goes and flips out, you know, or maybe the guy he's got connections with folks. You know what I'm saying? He be like, okay, I need you to go get this cat right here. And then you going to go pick up your fish plate from the neighborhood fish fry place, and then it's just puk, 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 yeah, they got you inside your car. Or you walking with your styrofoam to go plate box, and then you get hit, and then hey, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And then for the lady or whoever the cheating spouse is, your spouse might get you too. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I'm gonna say. You really want to leave that alone. Um, I remember one time there was a lady that I knew, and she wasn't married, but she was in a relationship with a dude. And when I found out about it, I was just like, yo, I had to leave her alone. And on top of that, I found out that this dude he was in the military. You know what I'm saying? And I know that I wouldn't want nobody messing with my lady if I was overseas trying to defend this nation. I wouldn't want that. So I was just like, I'm not gonna do that to that dude. You know what I'm saying? Once I find out, I left her alone. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not a perfect man, but I just try to live a good life, man, and try to do right, by God and people, even though I stumble sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But and I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. But yeah, man. So just leave that type of stuff alone, man. Like I said, I know it's hard times out there for people, but messing with spouses, man, that's some really rough stuff right there, dude. And let me see. I want to move on to another topic here. Excuse me. I want to move on to Miss Roberta Flack. Very popular lady of color, African American woman, sung a lot of very soulful music. Had passed away this year at the age of 88. She was very popular with the song "Killing Me Softly." Such a very beautiful, wonderful voice. Um, that she once had. Her music is gonna live on forever. As long as civilization is still here. And she did a song. I think she did like a song that kind of got her out there in the mainstream. It was in a movie that Clint Eastwood was in. I don't remember the name of it, but she did a song for that movie that he was in. And then later on, she did the "Killing Me Softly," and years later, the uh, the famous Lauryn Hill, member of the Fugees, did. I think she did like her own kind of, I guess you could say, like a remake of the song, "Killing Me Softly," which I thought was a very good song. I like a lot of music that Lauren Hill has done and created over the years, and I love the Fugees. And I saw somewhere where Miss Roberta Flack said that she thought that that remake was a very beautiful uh, remake of a song, and she was very happy with Lauren Hill. One thing I will say about Miss Flack, I think she was a wonderful artist, and you know, she's put in a lot of good work for years, and I never heard anything about her being caught up in scandals or getting in trouble with a lot of drama type of stuff, with like baby daddy dramas or getting hung up real bad on drugs and crashing out and stuff like that. So just a real wonderful lady, and she will definitely be truly missed. So my condolences to the family and friends of Miss Miss Roberta Flack, and may she rest in peace, most definitely. um yeah, and I see down here just saying, Ray, yeah, yeah, they quick to diss Christ, but then at the same time, yeah, scared to speak other religions. Yeah, that's real. It's real interesting how that turns out like that. It's real interesting, because like I said, the way this world is crazy, man. Man, I just be at places, and especially at the place where I clock in at, man. It's just it's certain people that that be there, and I'm thinking they one way, but then they actually some other type of way. You got a lot of like fake acting stuff going on. People, acting like they're your friends and all that stuff, man. Like people saying stuff, yeah, man, you blah 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 blah. Then next thing you know, you done got done dirty. You know what I'm saying? Or you be like, hey man, did you see what happened to such and such that belonged to me? Oh, I don't know. Cause I talked about it on another stream. Like I had a piece of work equipment that got stolen, and something that people acting like don't nobody know nothing about it. You know, and like that type of stuff ain't cool, man. You know, because I'm from the old school. Where if if you say that you really rock with somebody, like you really meant that. You know what I'm saying? If you said that you had somebody back, you really meant that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays people will say all type of stuff and don't even really mean it. They'll be like, trying to gas you up, and then when it's some real stuff go down, they ain't nowhere to be found, or they go back on their words about stuff like that. Because I remember back in the day, like I said, your word was your bond. You said you was gonna do something, you was gonna do it. You know, and then you got a lot of folks out here, playing games and not being on point, being sharp with stuff, man. That just is really like messed up. You know what I'm saying? So I just wish people wouldn't really act like that. But I don't know. I hope it would get better in that regard, but it probably won't. Because I personally I think that I think we really are. I know this might sound controversial to people, but I think we really are living. I'm gonna just say it. I think we're living in like the last days, man. Where you just got so much crazy, corrupt stuff going on that it's just a lot of this stuff is appalling, man. And it's just so much stuff going on that like you got a lot of people where they're just so used to this stuff now. You know what I'm saying? They're just so used to all this crazy stuff going on around us. Um, so that's why I would just tell people, you just try to get your soul right, and just be clean, and try to just treat people the right way. Because the way things is going now, you never know. When it's the last day you might take your breath. And speaking of that, excuse me, when you take your last breath, there was a lady that I went to school with years ago when we were younger, and she's a very smart lady, very wonderful lady. Some people might have been upset with her because she decided to live. Let's just say she was a part of the rainbow community. I'll put it like that. Some people might have been upset with her about that. Um, Personally, you know what? I'm not gonna go deep into it out of respect for her. I'm not going to say why I think she took that route. Um, but like I said, she did live that lifestyle. But the thing of it is that she last year she had passed. Man, she got into a real a fatal car accident. You know, and she left behind two kids, and I didn't know about it until like this year. And the reason why I didn't know about it till this year was because like I know she had like a social media page, and she would be on there, but she was somebody, I guess I'm gonna talk a little bit more about myself, I guess a little bit. She was a lady that she was one of those where it's like, man, I kind of wish I would have had, a chance to be with her. I don't know if back then if she was still having that type of, let's say, the rainbow organization lifestyle in her mind, or if she changed over later on in life. I'm not for sure, but there may be that it could have been a chance when we were younger that I could have got with her, but then a part of me was like, man, like I might need to step away from her page because you know um I don't want to feel bad that I didn't give that a chance, because I probably could have been real happy with her, you know, um, in life, But then, so I stepped away from it, and then this year, somebody that I went to school with, they posted something and saying, I wish I had more time left to talk to you. I wish, I could have told you about this and that. And I said, whoa. I asked the other person I went to school with, I said, yo, I just came outside. I said, yo, is she still alive? And the person I asked, they didn't say nothing. And I felt like, man, I think I'm being rude or something. But then the person I asked the question to, I think a day or two later, they told me that she had passed last year. And I was like, wow, man, dang, that's messed up that she had been gone that long. And then before I had got the info, excuse me, before I got the info um, from the person I asked the question with the lady that passed away, we'll just call her we'll just call her TA. TA. I'm not gonna say her full government name, but TA. Um, I remember like last year I was sending her messages and stuff because I was showing her some pictures of stuff that I had, awards that I received from the job and stuff. And she was like really happy for me. And then recently I tried to send her a message and it didn't go through. It said message can't go through. So I was like, dang man, like I think something really happened. And then that's when I found out later on, But I'm saying all that to say this is that, you never really know um, when it's gonna be when it's gonna be our last day. I know I was talking about last day on the last days on earth in general, but as far as people's individual lives, you just never really know when you're truly going to take that last breath. And Ta, she was somebody that I mean she's very smart. She had not too long ago had finally paid off her house. She worked at a great job, um and she had her kids and she loved the kids a lot. But and she's somebody I thought she was going to be able to live a long time, like well off into like senior citizen years. But unfortunately, that just wasn't able to happen for her. And I don't know um if she had a relationship with God. I'm not for sure. I never really spoke to her about that. um you know but yeah, she's definitely gonna be missed. Definitely gonna be missed. I'm definitely gonna miss her. And she was just real sharp with words. She'll say some stuff that'll really make you think. And not too long ago, she had finally found out who her dad was. Because I thought Ta was just a very light complected, woman of color, but she actually was biracial. She had a a, a different parent other than the black parent that she had. So I was like, wow, that was very interesting. And I'm glad that she found out um, that other parent before it was too late. So like I said, you just never know when it's that last day. So that's why I say, man, for folks out there, I know, excuse me, we living in rough times, and I know we got a lot of stuff going on, but you know, if you can, try to live your life to the best of your ability, man. If you got a chance to go to a certain vacation spot. I know we got this planes and stuff going on, but like I said, if you still want to get on that plane, go get on that plane. Like I said, or go take the bus, or the train, and go to that place if you can get there. Um, if there's a certain concert you wanted to go to, a certain music recital or something, go do that. If there's a certain, you want to take a IT computer class or something, because you know what I'm saying, you want to try to, you want to try to get that paper, go and do that, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to move to a certain city, you think that's gonna work out better for you, need to get out from where you living at, go and pack your stuff up, put it in that U-Haul, go and get out of there. You know what I'm saying? And go and live your life. Because, you just never know, when it's gonna be the last for you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying it for everybody, regardless of what race you are. You know what I'm saying? Cause I remember my old man, hey, what's going on, Lil? Me and Zach, they said, what's going on, man? And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you just never really know when it's gonna be the end for you, or take that last breath. That's why I'm trying to do all what I can now. You know what I'm saying? While I got a chance. I'm not a rich man, but I try to save up my money so I could go out and to try to do certain things. Not too long ago, I had a chance to I saw the gymnastics thing with it had Simone Biles in it, and her, and yeah, it's cool, no problem, man. Like I said, I don't know how much longer I'll be on, but you always welcome to catch the playback though. And it's good to see you, man. All right, yeah, from Britain, man. There you go. What's going on, bruv? All right, man. Shoot, I love me some fish and chips, man. Love me some fish and chips. Yeah, and I like tea too. I like to drink tea also. Good to see you. But yeah, like I said, I got a chance to go see that them perform. And at one point I was thinking, I was like, man, I don't know, man. It's kind of expensive, dude. To go to this thing. But I had saved up enough money. excuse me, excuse me. I saved up enough money to be able to go to it. So I said, man, I'm gonna just go and get the ticket. You know, I'm just gonna do it. So I went to the program and had a really good time. I probably I probably did more recording on the phone than I did watching them. Pass my phone doing all the gymnastics stuff. And it wasn't just those two ladies. They also had some of the gymnastics dudes that was just some of them that was in the Olympics, and that they were there, and you had the ladies that was in the Olympics too. Even that one young lady, was a Hesley, excuse me, Hesley Rivera. Oh wow, hey, there you go, man. Just tuning in. I just put somebody up there. I'm learning this thing. Hold on, putting up different things. Look, first time I ever hit these things. Still trying to learn. Still trying to learn how to do a lot of stuff on this stream y'all thing. But yeah, man, like I had a chance to go, and it was really cool to go see them. You know, they did different type of performances. They had different themes. That one that was like a Top Gun theme, and one was like a cowboy theme, stuff like that. Then they had like some love story stuff, and it was really cool. And I'm so glad I went because it was like, man, it might be a time I might not ever get a chance to do that again. You know, and especially get a chance to see Simone Biles because see me, you got a lot of like people that kind of like just recently got on track with gymnastics. See, I was down with gymnastics way back when I was a kid. I'm not gonna say I performed in the gymnastics, but I would sit down and watch it though. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching like I guess I'm probably, you know, dating myself here, but I remember back when they had, you know, like the '96 Atlanta games. You know, I even saw just a real little small little amount of like the '92 games in Barcelona. And I remember Dominique Dawes. And I remember then she was in '92, then like '96, because she did three Olympics. She did '92, '96, and 2000. '92 was Barcelona, '96 is Atlanta, 2000 was in Sydney. You know, and I ain't gonna lie. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate it, man. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you, man. And you know what I'm saying? I remember, you know, seeing uh, you know, Dominique Dawes, because I ain't gonna lie, because she's a little bit older than me. But man, I remember back in the day, I was like, wow, that's a very beautiful lady. And to see like an African American woman, a woman of color doing the gymnastics, that was a big deal. Very big deal, you know, because you know that's like the gymnastics traditionally was a sport that was very much dominated, you know, by Anglo-Saxon women, you know, doing that type of women, I guess I could just say, you know, white women. And you know, so to see Miss Dawes up there performing, I thought that was very impressive. Very impressive. And I remember like what was it, Carrie Strug and all them with the Olympic team '96, you know, they did a great job. And there's some other sports I saw too when I was watching it. Then then years later, you know, saw the 2000 games and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that was very, very interesting. And then like years later, now you're seeing kind of almost like an explosion of you know, women of color, African American women, you know, black women, they out here like just tearing it up with the gymnastics. So I think we definitely got some progress in that. You know, and they had a brother I saw, man, that was at that event that I went to. What was it called? Gold Across America. I don't know, man. Let me see something real quick. Cause I think I got this hoodie in here. Let me try to see. I'm opening my closet. What is this hoodie at? Where is it? I folded it in. Oh, where's that? Okay, yeah, it's the Gold Over America tour. That's what it's called. Y'all went to that. That damn hoodie was expensive and shit. I ain't gonna tell you how much it cost, but it was a grip. You know. But yeah, man, it was this one brother. I forgot what his name was, man. This dude was like flipping and spinning and stuff like that. And that's another thing you really didn't see back in the day. I don't really remember seeing like brothers that was really doing like the gymnastics like that. First, you just saw one particular, you saw like, like white folks doing it. Then you start seeing like the women of color, the black women sliding in. Then you got this brother, and I hope to see more brothers getting out there doing the gymnastic stuff. And I'm very proud of him. Him and the men's team, their team took home the bronze medal, and some people in the Olympics from Paris, and some people are like, oh, that's bronze medal. I say this to all the haters. Do you have an Olympic medal? No. Well, you need to be quiet and have a seat somewhere. Cause until yo happy behind get a medal, I don't think you can really say too much of anything. Cause it's one thing to get to the Olympics, but then it's a whole nother thing to actually win a medal, you know. But to me, just getting to the Olympics, you already a winner to me. even though you might not have a medal, but you already a winner because you had to beat a lot of people to get to that. Seriously. So yeah, like I said, very proud of that brother. Wish him the best. You know, wish the best for Hazley. She's representing the Latinos. She's representing her people. Um, she was in the Olympics. She was only what like in Paris. She was only what 16, 16. So she's definitely going to be a rising star. I believe. A shout out to her and her representing her people. Um, so you just got a lot of amazing stuff out there. And and there was a lady I did speak on. Her name is excuse me. Her name looks like Rebecca Andrade, but I think I've been practicing Portuguese. So, and I heard from the news too, from the Olympics. Her name is Umbeka Andrade. Now, and I got a video about that on my channel. If y'all want to check that out, I spoke about her a little bit. Very proud of her. I'm not gonna. I guess I'll leave it to y'all to go check out that video. But I will say this though, she is held very highly in the country of Brazil, and and she's a woman of color. And I'm gonna tell you something. To be in Latin America, because you in Latin America you do have a lot of colorism and like class system based on like skin color stuff like that. So for her to be held in high regard in Brazil, for her being a super athlete and stuff like that, and even with like at the same time her being a woman of color, I think that's a big deal. And I seen her perform in the Olympics. I seen her there, and then Simone Biles and stuff like that. And Simone had she gave her high praise, said she was very good, and she said she was going neck and neck with her in them Olympics. And I think Jordan Childs said some positive stuff about her too. So, really happy for Miss Andrade. She's a young, I think in her 20s and stuff like that. And just seeing those ladies of color up there, man, I think that's some big time progress in that sport. So it's really good to see that. But but yeah, like I said, I think that's probably let me see, was there anything else I was gonna say? Oh, well, should I talk about that? No, I'll probably leave that one out. There had some stuff happen today, but I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But yeah, I think that's probably gonna pretty much be it. I'm surprised I was able to be on here this long. Appreciate people for coming by. I know I don't do a whole lot of streams a lot, but I wanted to try to hop on here and just say a little something, to people and oh, well, you know what? No, I will talk about one other thing, and then I'll probably go ahead and shut it down. Uh, I don't know about anybody else, but I saw the Super Bowl that happened not too long ago, and with the Chiefs and the Eagles, and it was down in New Orleans and stuff like that, and the game, I personally, I personally thought the Chiefs was gonna run over the Eagles. I really did. I thought they was gonna run them straight over, but apparently they didn't. And, there was a lot of fans before that game went down. The Eagles was like, "Yo, we gonna run over them." Blah blah blah. They was like very highly confident about that game, and saying that we gonna really take it to them. Personally, I didn't think that was gonna happen. Because I thought the Chiefs was gonna get that three-peat when they was gonna win three Super Bowls in a row, because that had never been done before, and I really wanted to see that take place. I'm not really like a real serious like Chiefs fan, but yeah, I really wanted to see that three-peat in that Super Bowl take place. I really didn't want to see that because I thought that'd have been a real cool thing to see in history. But them Eagles, I gotta admit, they went in there and took care of business, man. Because I saw, them, they scored one touchdown. I was like, okay, there's still some time left in the game where some things can happen. But then the Eagles scored again, some more times, and I was like, wow. I said, I think they're gonna run away with this. They're gonna straight up run away with this Super Bowl. And it got to a point to where like the game wasn't even really exciting to me. Now, if you was an Eagles fan, you was really excited, but if you was a Chiefs fan, that was torture, you know. And I just because I wanted the game to be really exciting, where it was going like back and forth. But it turned out that it really didn't happen like that, you know. But it is what it is. That's sports, and that's life sometimes. Though sometimes, you know, sporting events and things don't go the way that you want them to go, you know. And then also too, speaking about that, I would be in the wrong if I didn't mention about the situation that took place down there with that crazy guy driving through the crowd. He had, you know, unalived a bunch of people down there. You know, that's really tragic what happened to those folks. Um, you know, down in New Orleans. I think it was like it wasn't right before the Super Bowl. I think maybe like a week or two or something like that before the Super Bowl took place. And you know, my condolences to the family members, the friends of the ones that were lost down there. That was a really sad situation and stuff like that. And during you know the pregame stuff before the Super Bowl had kicked off, they had did a they did like a tribute to him, and I thought that was a really beautiful thing that the law enforcement and first responders did. You know. You know, paying a tribute to them and you know just talking about that situation. You know, very big thing. I think they did. They also, I think they might have talked about the fires out there in California too. Um, you know, they talked about different stuff in that beginning part of that Super Bowl. Um, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, my thoughts and prayers, condolences go out to the people, you know, California too. They lost a lot of stuff out there too. You know, just a lot of things going on. This is the time period where, you know, you really gotta have your soul, your spirit right. And you know, just be mindful of people's situations, you know, and show some compassion here and there when you can. You know, that's definitely a big thing. I did see the halftime show. I thought it was pretty interesting. You know, he had Kendrick out there. He played that controversial song, They Not Like Us. Um, you know, I know that kind of put a lot of people on edge with that, with that Kendrick Lamar and that Drake beef thing. Um, you know, a lot of people. I think a lot of people thought he wasn't gonna perform in that song, but he did. So, and that was a really interesting thing that took place there. You know, as far as with Drake though, I don't know if he's ever going to recover from him from losing that rap battle thing or what have you. But you know, I just hopefully I guess things will turn out better for him. I guess for his career, you know, because he took a pretty big hit with that rap battle thing, the rap beef deal. But as far as the performance in Super Bowl, I thought it was pretty cool. I really did enjoy it. Um, you know, I had a lot of, I think they're doing like the red, white, and blue thing. Uh, you know, for I guess trying to represent America and stuff like that. So I thought it was cool and interesting. You know, and as far as people liking it or not liking it, to each his own or her own. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. This is Chris G. And I appreciate y'all for coming on, listening to me, even if you stayed for a good while, or you just kind of popped in for a little bit and then rolled out. I appreciate it. Everybody out there, keep your head up and do what you gotta do. Just maintain. And like I said, this is Chris G signing off. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.